Hello everyone, welcome to the Whistling Hermits One Card Spread series. Note that this video is divided into three parts. A short introduction, which we are doing right now. Part 1, which is a descriptive study of the card for the day. And Part 2, which is a reading from the Handbook of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. If you want to navigate directly to any of the three parts mentioned, just click on their respective links at the timestamp provided in the description of this video. This video series is primarily intended for learning how to read the tarot. However, you can also use this as a card reading for the day. This is a timeless reading, so if you are watching this now, its message might be for you. In this series, we will be using the Giant Rider Waite Tarot deck. We will also be using the Handbook of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. The first part of the video will be a descriptive study of a specific card in the tarot. We will describe what we see and the insights and feelings we gather from what we see. Now, the first part is characterized by spontaneity. We allow the cards to speak to us regardless of the generally accepted meaning of the card. By doing this, we hope to increase our intuitive capacity for reading the tarot cards. In the second part, we will be reading the description of the card taken from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite by AGM Urania. If you intend to use this as a timeless reading, you can randomly choose any card in the series that resonates with you. An alternative approach is to shuffle a Rider Waite Tarot deck and pick a card randomly. You can then choose the card in the video series that corresponds to the card you picked. Note that this series is a work in progress and it might take some time for the 78 cards to be completely read. So, without any further delay, let us proceed to the card for the day. Welcome to part 1 of our one card spread series, and our card for today is the Seven of Swords. Okay, so this is very interesting, a very interesting card. You see, it's a very bright card, no? It's a sunny day. It's a quite unusual day to do something mischievous, no? It's a sunny day in broad daylight. Somebody is doing some mischievous things here. We see here a person who is smiling, and he is taking away 5 swords out of 7 swords from a military camp, and he is smiling as if he feels that this will lead to a certain form of advantage on his part. He is as if doing this will make him feel successful, but what he's doing is a little bit sneaky, and there is a danger of getting caught, no? If we try to connect it to the previous 2 cards, no, it tells us a very unique story. For example, no, when you look at it in the card number 5, no, this person won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords, no, and this person is taking away with him 5 swords and leaving 2 swords behind. So my imagination is making me think that it could be possible that this person is taking back the 5 swords that was won by this person. Maybe this person is a soldier staying in this camp, no? And he was so happy celebrating after winning the 5 swords that he left his 5 swords there, and maybe he's already drunk after the celebration, and one of these 2 people came back and took the 5 swords, no? It's sort of like trying to recover from the sense of loss that this family felt, no, or this wife and child felt, and we don't know if this is it's possible also that this could be a family, and this is one of those who have lost it, no, and somehow who knows, maybe it's possible also that one of those who have, this could be one of those who had been lost, and since he had lost everything, they are in sorrow living. But it could be that he came back and took the five swords. Well, anyway, if we let our intuition run wild, it's one possibility. It could be if somebody is reading this card right now, and maybe in the earlier part of in the recent past, you might have lost something, and you were able to come up with a very creative way of winning back what you have lost. It can be also that a person right now is able to find a way to win a battle or regain what has been lost in a way where confrontation can be avoided. No? Sometimes it can be like that. You are able to find a creative way of disarming those who are opposing you in such a way that you are able to avoid difficult conflict. Sometimes when you are able to disarm immediately somebody, then conflict, a bloody conflict can be avoided. So it can be also for somebody who is right now in a on a looming conflict. If you feel that there is a possible conflict that may come, maybe there is an invitation for you to find a sneaky way or a clever way, a clever way of disarming the other person in order to avoid conflict. In the end, it will lead to a win-win situation where both of you will instead choose a peaceful means of finding a solution to the problem instead of a violent one. So it's maybe an invitation for you to find of a creative way of disarming another person, and then maybe you can come and meet each other in a non-violent way. So in a positive way, it can be like that. But yes, the sneaky approach there is always that danger of getting caught. So it will require a lot of cleverness on your part. Another thing also, when looking at it on a negative way, if you are the receiving end, if the sword is being taken from you, then there is a possibility that somebody right now, if you are in an office setting or whatever it is, somebody right now might be doing something sneaky behind your back, and they are happily doing it without you knowing about it. And that is one possibility, that it can be also that behind your back somebody is stealing from you, or behind your back somebody is doing something very sneaky and somehow is sneakily disarming you, and in the end they will have with the intention that in the end they will have the upper hand in whatever transactions that you are having. So it is also very important also for you to be aware, not to be overconfident, but to also be aware and be cautious, that make sure that nobody is sneaking behind you or taking advantage of you behind your back. It can be also that this somebody is doing something for your disadvantage. Somebody can, whatever sneaky thing that they are doing, it could be somebody is gossiping against you or doing something mischievous, uh, something that is sneaky behind you. So that is also another possibility that you can look at it. So you see him tiptoeing behind you. So for now, there are a lot of ideas that you can get just by letting the card talk to you. So for those who are studying to know more about the tarot, this is a very beautiful card for you to let your intuition run wild. Okay, so that is it for now. Let us go to part 2. Welcome to part 2 of our one card spread series, and our card for today is the Seven of Swords. Let us now hear from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. Seven of Swords. Again, we find a figure looking backwards, at the same time that he moves forward. A man who appears pleased with himself tiptoes away from a tent, carrying 5 swords over his shoulders. 2 remain standing, as if he cannot take them all, but he doesn't seem to mind. We might think of him as the great hero of mythologies the world over, the trickster thief. He suggests to us an approach to crisis that tackles nothing head-on, but rather finds creative ways around opposition. In radical times, such figures can become folk heroes, like Robin Hood or the bank robbers of the 1930s. At the same time, such attitudes do not really solve problems or create anything new. This is why he looks backward, and why, as pleased with himself as he has not really changed the situation. He raises questions of effectiveness, but also ethics, for if it's your swords he's stealing, he can become destructive. Divinatory meanings. Someone sly and tricky who acts on his own. Warning, advice. Seeking joint effort for more serious change. Action. Subtle action is necessary. Do something tricky. Well, that finishes our part 2. Until next time, have a great day.